Good morning. It is Wednesday, and I have Rhoda Hanson here from not here, on the phone from TBCC. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Lots of stuff to talk about. I know it's summer schedule right now, right? When does your summer term end?
It ends in August here in the middle, so we're about
halfway through.
So yeah, about that.
Yeah. But graduation looked a little different this year. Let's talk about the end of spring term and kind of how you celebrated graduates and what that end of the year ceremony looked like.
Yes, I would love to. It's one of my favorite topics. Graduation here is kind of our favorite time of the year. It's so much fun, and the county does such a great job. I don't know if you've ever been to any of our graduation ceremonies before, but the county comes out in force, and it's personal, it's exciting. People get to have their stories read and pictures. It's so much fun. So, as we know, the world is different now.
Mm-hmm.
So we ended up polling our graduates to say, would you like to do a virtual graduation, or would you rather delay and have the big ceremony when we're able to? And they overwhelmingly said, let's wait. I want to do the big ceremony. That's important to me. So we're going to do that when it's safe to do that. But in the meantime, we felt strongly that we wanted to honor them and make sure that we commemorated it somewhere around the time. So we came up with a plan of what one of my employees, Kelly, started calling Ross's Excellent Adventure.
That's funny.
What we did is we reached out to all graduates and said, hey, we would like to come to your home and honor you and honor your accomplishment and, go ahead and take some pictures and have a little ceremony. So 24, actually, of the graduates agreed and said, yes, please. And one of them was at their employer over at DHS across the street, and many of them were at their homes up and down the county.
Mm-hmm.
So we spent 4 days in June, Ross and I and someone from marketing to take pictures. We went up and down the county. We went up down to Cloverdale. We went up a couple miles up the Miami Foley, 12 miles up Trask River Road. So we
went all over the place.
Mm-hmm. Close to 200 miles in, yeah. And we went to visit our graduates, and we brought them a yard sign saying, congratulations, graduates. And Ross conducted a mini ceremony. We had a tassel for them that says, 2020 graduate. And Ross did kind of a little speech from graduation and had them move their tassel and awarded them their degrees. And then we provided them with, it was kind of cute, a TBCC alumni water bottle after we did the ceremony so that they could be official graduates. So it was so much fun. We got to see students and their families. One of them, we have a couple that both graduated. And we went to their house, and they were so excited. They already had the house all decorated, and they had their kids all dressed up in cute little outfits and came out. And it was just so much fun to honor them. And it was so meaningful to them. We were little blurbs from some of their faculty that had special comments to make to them. And so we had a great time honoring them and providing them with some fun little stuff, pens and candy and a diploma cover with a special message from Ross. So it was a whole lot of fun.
Yeah. I will say, the high school did, they did their graduation ceremony as well. And I have heard of friends that are in other parts of the country and even other parts of the state where their graduation ceremony included their kid going to pick up a diploma in a drive-through. Like they just drove through in a parking lot, no big celebration, and then they stood in their cap and gown in front of their sign, like I'm just making up like Tillamook High School sign.
Yep.
Which, okay, but it's still, it's nice to be able to do something above and beyond and be able to recognize the accomplishment that is. Yep.
And it was great, and those that wanted, and some others went ahead and came here and picked up we had a big bag of stuff for them,
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So they got to come pick them up here at campus if they weren't available that week or didn't want us coming. But it was, like I said, it was something we wanted to do now because at this point we're not certain when we're going to be able to have this ceremony. We will have it, but I just don't know when that's going to be at this point. And graduation is so important. I mean, these students put a lot of time and effort in this, so we want to make sure that we took the time to acknowledge it at this point too.
Yeah,
So,
and looking at the pictures, because you can go on Facebook and see a lot of
yes.
those pictures. And looking at those pictures, a lot of them are adults that are over the age of like 20, their 20s. They're in their 30s and 40s.
Yes, they are.
So to know that those people are probably also working at least a part-time job while they're going to school. I mean, that is a major accomplishment to graduate from college while you're working.
It absolutely is. And we had some of that. It's interesting because this year we had the second ever, first is from Neocani, but second ever, we have a student that is graduating Neocani. I think their ceremony's in August, but he also earned his AA at the same time. So that's an amazing accomplishment to go ahead and complete your 2-year degree at the same time you're completing your high school. So that was great for him. He used a lot of dual credit courses and saved some money.
I was going to say, just the money alone to get your 2-year degree, the time as well, but just the money alone to get that taken care of while you're in high school and getting a dual credit, you're not paying for it, right? Are they paying for it?
Not the dual credit, or they can often take what's called expanded options courses, which are our courses that their school helps them pay for. We also, and I don't know if we want to talk about it now, but I don't know if you're aware, but this past spring, TBCC offered courses. We covered the cost of tuition and fees for college-level courses for our 3 local high schools. Actually had a couple homeschooled students. So anyone that was interested, the current high school students, predominantly juniors and seniors, we offered that they could take courses tuition free for this term. And we had many students take advantage of that, and it was very successful.
Yeah, we did. I think we talked about it on the radio. I think that's really cool. Did you say how many students took advantage?
I didn't yet. It was actually 111 students did.
Cool.
And they completed 136 courses because a few of them took 2 or 3 or more than one. And overall, 80% were retained through the term. And that is amazing. We are so proud of them because statewide, high school students that did this, only 30% was the average what was retained. So we had 80%, so that is amazing. The other thing is that's super exciting is 95% of those students were successful courses. So only a few students weren't able to get a C or higher. So that is amazing that many high school students, and again, we talk about the savings that was for all of the students.
Sure.
It gets them success. They know they can succeed in college classes when it's time to go there. So it's a great opportunity for them. So
I think that's important. I think, I remember being in high school and kind of being scared of college and what college classes were going to be like and how much, because you feel like it's just going to be so much harder. And to offer them the opportunity to take a class for free and see what it's like to take a college class, not only do they get credit for it that can go towards their, college career, if that's what they want to do. But just that experience of understanding, it takes a little bit of that fear out of signing up for college and maybe, takes down the barrier a little bit.
Yep, it's what it's like, so we are super excited for them.
That's cool. Yeah. And then you also have a voucher that's coming up or available now for fall term?
Yes, for the high school students as well. What we did is for all the high school graduates, the schools sent us a list of all their graduates, and we sent them a welcome letter and some information about TBCC along with a voucher for a 4-credit course that we will cover the tuition for a 4-credit course for them. And so we've had a couple students are taking advantage of it this summer, but most of them haven't. So we want to make sure they still know they can do that for fall term and just let us know if they want to use it. If they've lost the voucher, we know who they are, so we'll keep track of it. So don't be concerned if you lost your voucher. We've got a list of you, so we'd love to invite them all to take another class in the fall term. So at least one.
So that is an opportunity. It's any class? Did you say 4-credit class? What did you say?
Up to a 4-credit class.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, most of our courses are 4 credits. We have a couple that are 3, but so up to a 4-credit course, we will cover the tuition for that course for them.
Again, here's the thing, and like you said, not a ton of people have taken advantage of it yet, and I'm sure they're all on summer mode at the moment and probably don't want to think about school. Is that only open for the graduates, by the way? Is that only open for the seniors that just graduated?
Yes, that was for seniors that we sent it to.
Okay.
Yes.
But and I look back and I kick myself for not taking advantage of more things that I should have taken advantage of when I was a kid. But things like, and I know we're going to talk about scholarships, but things like scholarships, this voucher, the Oregon Promise, the First Class Scholar, those are all very somewhat easy things to apply for. Yes, it takes a little bit of time, but the payoff in the end, I mean, you could essentially have most of your college, a 2-year college certification or degree paid for. Which then puts you ahead in the employment field.
Yes, and that's what one of my people get tired of me saying this. Nobody gets to leave my office without hearing it. But I know it's like, stop, she's on a roll. My goal is to get any student who wants a degree or certificate, my goal is to help them get through that and succeed in that debt-free. So I haven't been 100% successful yet, but the sooner students check with us, the sooner we can help find resources, because there are a lot of resources out there, and we're happy to help connect students to those resources and find ways for them to achieve their goal of, again, is it a certificate? I mean, we this spring had 57 students this last year actually earned a degree or certificate with us, and some of them, and we had students, 12, that completed the phlebotomy, the 2 courses, so they can, draw blood. But regardless of what the program is, we have various different scholarships and resources and connections. We have the STEP program that can help students. We have just a bunch of connections to free money for them that we'd love to help them connect with.
And don't feel like, I mean, some things are income-based, but there are still a lot of things that are based on merit versus what your parents' income is, or, whatever. And so I cannot, and I say it every time, and I'm sure people are annoyed that I keep saying it, but I've said it for years, take advantage of it, because you'd be surprised how many people, when a scholarship is offered, how many people apply for it. It's very little usually. So your odds of receiving something, if you apply for everything that you possibly can, your odds of receiving something are pretty big. I mean, you're most likely going to get something. Hey, and something's better than nothing.
That's right.
I'm going to take a quick break and talk about the Farmers Co-op, and then we can talk about scholarships when we come back. When you picture Tillamook, you picture a strong farming, logging, and fishing community with lush forests and vast beaches. An anchor since 1935, Tillamook Farmers Co-op proudly serves our community. The co-op sells top-tier gasoline from Sinclair Oil, who they themselves have celebrated 100 years. If you want a trusted high-quality gasoline and good down-home service, stop by, have a cup of coffee, and say hi. Don't forget they wash your windshield, or you get a free medium fountain drink on them. Tillamook Farmers Co-op, they're our hometown country store. And this week's shopper ad has all kinds of outdoor things, wooden picnic tables. And remember, their picnic tables are limited stock. So whatever they have in stock, once it's gone, it's gone. They have mole traps, because I know the moles are bad in my yard. And they also have fence post mix. So go check out the Farmers Co-op over across from McDonald's on Main Street. I'm talking with Rhoda Hanson this morning from Tillamook Bay Community College. So are their scholarships still open?
Yes, and some of them will reopen. We have our foundation. We did close the spring cycle, but we are going to open some additional scholarships through our foundation in August.
Cool.
They will be posted to our website when those are reopened. Also,
and let's plug the website real quick, tillamookbaycc.edu, under the Paying for College tab.
Yep, there's a scholarship link there. Our career-to-career scholarships for fall, we will have quite a few available. Those are opening in August, so that will be posted to the website shortly. The summer one was still there, but we will be opening those, and that, again, is for our non-traditional students. So students who have been out of high school at least 5 years, have been out doing a job and need some help either advancing in their current field or wanting to transition to a different field. So we have some of those available, and that's a great program. I love that program. So we also this year are able to offer some, we had summer start funding, and we're having something similar for fall. We're calling it Start Strong, where students that are just starting out and are taking there's a series of 4 specific courses that if they need to take any or all of those, we are able to help scholarship them and cover their tuition fees and books for those courses. So if there are books, you know, we have a lot of open educational resources.
Right.
So, and if a new student is curious if they qualify, they can check with their academic advisor. I'd love to plug them into that program if they qualify, because that can cover most, if not all, of your first term. So that's exciting as well.
Yeah, I think that's really cool because when you go to college, there are requirements and I don't remember and it's probably changed since I was in college, but is it like math 95 or something and like English 101 or writing? I don't know. So, but there are certain levels of class. And if you've graduated from high school, a lot of times, whatever classes you were taking your senior year also can account for those, especially if you're taking dual credit. Do they do tests? Do you do like a placement test still?
Very seldomly.
Okay.
We actually find that students don't test as well as they could.
Right.
So we look at students past high school if they took the Smarter Balance test, or if they have taken a previous one, what their high school or prior college transcripts look like, and kind of have a discussion with them, and we use that to help place them.
Yeah. So this is a great program because this allows you to take kind of a bundle of classes to get you up into that baseline so that then when you start for fall, you can, right? Am I understanding that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, we did it for summer, and so we're going to have the same idea for fall. So if
right, because summer schedule is currently happening.
Yep. So we're doing the same thing for summer. We have 15 students taking advantage of it for summer, and we're able to cover up to one student has 3 courses, some have 2 that qualified, and we are covering them for them. We're going to offer it again in fall so that we can help some fall start students start strong. We want to help them. Well, and one of the courses is called College Success and Survival, and most first-term students need that. So that's a great one that we can cover for a lot of folks. So.
Yeah, that's a good class to take.
That's absolutely right. And it's best your first term. It helps you out, helps you get set up to be strong and succeed in your courses. So.
Very cool. I really quick want to go back to talking about the First Class Scholar program, the scholarship program. Did any of the graduates from this last year, were they graduate? Have people graduated out of that program?
I'm sorry, it cut out a little bit.
Have you had people graduate out of that program, and did anybody that graduated in June graduate from that?
Oh, yes, and I have, I have it. I think I had 7 or 8 first-class scholars, and I lost my weight. I had 8. There we go. 8 of my first-class scholars graduated this spring, and 2 of my career-to-career scholars graduated, and then another first-class scholar and career-to-career scholar each. They didn't complete a 2-year degree, but they completed the courses they needed to transfer to another program successfully.
Yeah.
So that's exciting, too. Sometimes one of them took 1 year with us, and with their dual credit courses was able to apply for and got accepted into Oregon Coast, the partnership nursing program. So she is starting that in the fall. And we had a career-to-career scholar who was accepted into the Lynn Benton's Diagnostic Imaging Partnership program with us. So
very cool.
Yeah, they were able to do that after just a year. So that's exciting as well.
That is exciting. Can we talk about some of, because that's a perfect segue into what I was going to ask, which is because you don't have to, there are so many certifications and levels of certifications and things that kind of build up to a degree, if that's what you want to do. But there are some shorter term goals that you could complete. And I know you guys have that really wonderful book, which I used to have in the studio and I don't have anymore. Somehow it got tossed out, I'm sure. But can you talk about some of those programs where, you can go for 6 months and get a certification in something, or you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I absolutely do. And in fact, I have the great example because our wonderful IR person here, it's institutional effectiveness. I always call her IR. So it's IE. Excuse me. She'll get me on that. She provided us some data on our graduates, and what's interesting is the 57 graduates, they completed, 41 did a degree certificate, and they completed a total of 92 degrees and certificates. 41 students did. So many of them earned multiple degrees, and many of them had earned certificates on the way, such as an accounting level entry accounting clerk certificate. We have There's a basic computer literacy, which we had quite a few do. That's a great one. I think that's 16 credits, so that's a real short-term one. Under our MIT, or Manufacturing and Industrial Technology program, we had a few that did the certified production technician and a manufacturing technician in machining. So each of our career technical programs, which we have quite a few of, there are shorter-term certificates of up to a year. Some of them, you're right, for 6 months. They can be 15 credits, or they can be 30 credits, and they can achieve a certificate, and then they can either choose to, if that's their goal, they can stop, or they can continue, and they can add additional certificates on the way to actually achieving their 2-year degree, if that's their goal. So it's nice that they could choose to stop and maybe get a bump in their employment with a shorter-term certificate, or go get hired. You know, we talked about the phlebotomy technician. If they can take the phlebotomy courses and maybe go get a job at that point. Some of the students will then continue on into healthcare and do additional. We've got that new healthcare program. So, yeah, there's all different types of programs with a length of, I believe the shortest certificate is 15 credits. I may be quoting that wrong. Teresa will correct me, but so they can be done in as little as 2 terms, and or can be a year. And many of them allow for students to go part-time. You know, many of our students, especially in our career-to-career scholarship program, they are folks that are out working and often have kids and busy families, so they can go ahead and, you know, one of them, she's done 3 years. She's almost done now, but she's been going half-time every term, you know, 2 classes. Right. And she's going to complete. She's getting there. So she's in the business program, and so she's earned a couple certificates already, but I think she's finishing up after fall term. So, but cool. But that's great. You know, it took her 3.5 years, but that's perfect.
Yeah. The other thing I like is, you know, if you're listening and you're maybe trying to get ahead at work, it shows your employer that you are passionate and really interested in maybe advancing in your workplace. And I think that's a really, I mean, not, you know, take away the fact that you get really great skills that will help you with your job. But I think it's a good way to show an employer that you're serious about advancing, you know, wherever you're working.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. I have to take another quick break. We're going to talk about Ford. Tillamook Motor Company is managing through the coronavirus crisis in a way that safeguards their workforce and their customers. Might be a little different, but if you need transportation, they'll make it happen. In fact, if you're interested in a new vehicle, the Built to Lend a Hand program gives you 6 months leeway before the initial payment. Tillamook Motor Company has always been connected to the community, now more than ever. Give them a call at 503-842-4475. That's 842-4475 for Tillamook Motor Company, a better place to do business. I'm talking with Rhoda Hanson this morning from Tillamook Bay Community College, and I was snooping on your Facebook page, that the commercial truck driving program has another round opening up starting next week. Is that next week?
Yeah.
It's July 20th next week?
I believe it is.
Oh my gosh, it's next Monday.
Yes,
it's this coming Monday.
Yes. Yeah, we've got another group going, so if someone's interested in that, we've got them starting, I believe it's still at every 5 or 6 weeks. So if you're interested in that, that's a great opportunity. It's such a short-term program that can improve your job skills and get you a job with just a month's training time.
Yeah, and it's interesting because if you think about it, there are lots and lots of truck driving opportunities. I know Zwald is always looking for qualified truck drivers. There's obviously loggers and chip truck drivers and the milk trucks and dump trucks and all those other things. I mean, just look around. If that's something you're interested in getting into, that would be a good opportunity.
It's a great opportunity.
Yeah.
And that you may or may not have heard about. I know it's kind of out there. We, Tillamook Bay, received some CARES Act funding from the federal government to assist our students based on the disruptions of campus. You know, we went online at the last minute. Students weren't necessarily planning on that or prepared for that. So we were able to assist students in spring term with some funding, and we've helped some in summer. We'll probably have some funding to help students in fall as well. But what anybody listening as a student is aware of, we have kind of pooled our different sources of funding for emergency funds so that if any student is experiencing a short-term emergency, something has happened, whether it's with their job or their housing, that they can apply. We have a real short I think it's 6 questions, an application online where they can let us know what's going on, and we can connect them with the different funding sources to try to help them out, because we want them to succeed. We hate to have students have to leave in the middle of a term, so we've got funding to help with that.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Here's the thing, and I know we've talked a lot about funding today and scholarships and things like that. You just have to ask. And I know sometimes that can be really hard for people, but to admit that, hey, I need some help. But, if you can get over that, I don't know, embarrassment. I'm not sure what the barrier is there, but if you can just raise your hand and say, hey, is there an opportunity where, this is a little bit straining on my budget? Is there an opportunity for some help somewhere, or can you help me figure out how to make this work? You'd be surprised, I think, at what is available.
Yep, we can do something. And at some point, often we're going to ask you to write us a short essay or do something. So you're doing your part to get that funding too. You're telling us about your needs. You're telling us about your story and what your goals are. And so, you're doing your part to receive that funding as well. So
cool. Hey, we are just about out of time. Is there anything else you wanted to make sure we covered real quick?
I don't think so. I'm sure I've forgotten something, but again, the biggest thing is we want to make sure that we do a big shout out. Congratulations to our graduates. We are so proud of them, and we are so looking forward to having that ceremony when it's time and having the community there to support them and shower them with praise, because we are very proud of them.
Yeah. Can you plug your phone number? Not your specific direct line, but like the college's phone number?
Yes. It's 503-842-8222. And if you type in extension 1100, that gets you to Student Services, and we can either help you with your questions or direct you to the right view.
And tillamookbaycc.edu is their website. Rhoda, thanks for calling in this morning.
Thank you.
Just a reminder for everyone. Well, actually, this is a new announcement. Tillamook County Habitat for Humanity is accepting applications now until the end of July 31st, for their next 2 Habitat homes located in Bay City and Hebo. There's currently no wait list, so apply ASAP if you are interested. Homes include a move-in ready 2-bedroom, 1-bath single-family home in Bay City, which is anticipated to be done by the end of this year, and a new construction single-family home in Hebo built to fit any family, or built to fit the family size. That anticipated move-in is summer 2021. It only takes 15 to 20 minutes to apply. Homes are sold to qualifying families through a USDA direct loan that can be subsidized down to a 1% interest rate with no down payment. Mortgage payments are set at no more than 30% of the individual or family's income to help ensure affordability. Call 503-842-7472 for more info. And don't forget about our farmers market. Manzanita's Farmers Market has online pre-order sales Sunday through Thursday with drive-through order pickup on Friday. You can get information at manzanitafarmersmarket.com. Nescoen's Farmers Market is Saturday from 9 to 1 at the Nescoen Valley School. Tillamook Farmers Market is Saturday from 9 to 2 on Laurel. And Pacific City's Farmers Market is Sunday from 10 to 2 at the South County Library. Rhoda, thanks again for calling in this morning.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you, Tillamook, for listening.
Bye.
Bye.